We N-scalers can be a confusing bunch for some manufacturers. Because of the size and how versatile the scale is, N-scale can be even more confusing for someone trying to make a successful product for us. Now, I did a video on how the model railroad business market is growing as a whole, and that the biggest growth scale is actually N-scale. So we kind of need to figure out what we want. So what do we want? But that's not a simple answer. But maybe I can help some of those manufacturers and inspire a new product, because we always love new N-scale stuff. Hey everybody, my name is Jimmy. I am drinking some regular old store brand coffee today, and this is Coffee and Trains. I don't know why I put my coffee back there. If you want to tell me what kind of coffee you are drinking and be featured just like these guys right here, you can do that in the comments below, and who knows, you might see your name pop up on an episode of Coffee and Trains. Also, big thank you to trainswithaz.com for supporting this video. You can get $10 off your order of $50 or more using the promo code JimmyDIY. Check out the link in the description. Cheers. Now, before I go into any of this, I want to say that this is based on my own experience in N-scale. I have not done any official research. I'm not pulling from any research, but I have talked to a ton of N-scalers, and there is some general consensus around locomotives and rolling stock. Also, I am asking my N-scale viewers to add their own insights and preferences in the comments below, so that this video becomes more of a reference point for manufacturers when they're thinking about a new product. Speaking of that, this video was actually inspired by an interview with Rapido Trains on the Around the Layout podcast. I heard them say the phrase, N-scale is a tough nut to crack. And I've also had a couple of conversations with some other manufacturers, and I thought about all of this and I realized how difficult we can be to make products for. The problem is that we want a lot of different things, and each one of those things requires a completely different type of manufacturing or a different set of tools for manufacturing, that companies are forced to pick one or the other when making items. This means that if you don't read the market right, you can make a pretty costly mistake. This is what I mean. The one thing that we want as N-scalers is to be as close to parity with HO scale as we can. We know it's not going to happen to where we're one-to-one with HO scale, but we'd like to get close. Some of us want that in quality, and some of us want that in quantity. Many of us want that insane level of detail that we're seeing from things like Scale Train's Rivet Counter, Broadway Limited, and Athearn's N-scale Genesis rolling stock. These are mind-blowingly detailed for how small they are. But there's another side of our group that wants detail that looks good enough and runs well, but doesn't necessarily need the crazy detail. This is true in any scale, but because of the size of N-scale, it's a bigger differentiator. There's only so much detail that we can appreciate at 1:160. Now, there's a couple of brands out there that I think have actually figured this out. One of them is Kato, and I'll talk about them in a bit, but there are other big ones like Microtrains and Atlas. The majority of their rolling stock is well detailed, but doesn't go to the nines like with some other rolling stock. Now, these are the same company now, so it'll be interesting to see how everything pans out. But for rolling stock, Microtrains really strikes the balance between detail and simplicity. The price is also right, as most Microtrains cars can be found for under $30. There are also 100% plastic, with the exception of a couple of components in their couplers. Atlas does have a higher tier of rolling stock, but their budget stuff is great and right in line with Microtrains. I should also mention that Athearn does make cars in this tier, they just don't do it at the volume of Microtrains and Atlas. Now, I have talked about rolling stock, but let's add locomotives into the mix. There is one thing that N-scalers want more than anything when it comes to locomotives. We just want them to run smoothly. This should be your main focus as a manufacturer on N-scale locomotives. Make sure they run smoothly. You can have the fanciest light and sound features and detail only visible under a microscope, but if that locomotive's stuttering along, I ain't buying another one from you. The other big thing with N-scale is sound. We're kind of take it or leave it with sound. The simple reason is physics. It's hard to get a really good sound out of those speakers. The sound is also really loud and out of scale for the size. Now, I personally like N-scale sound, but I can go either way, and a lot of times I run my stuff silent. Now, DCC is getting easier in N-scale. We now have two really good standards for decoders, Next 18 and E24. These have standard connectors and multi-manufacturer support. Now this all brings me to the undisputed king of N-scale, Kato. Kato knows all of this. Their locomotives are detailed, but not insanely detailed. But they also run like Swiss watches. They are just amazingly reliable. And they're all reasonably priced. They utilize drop-in DCC decoders, and the vast majority of engines come from the factory in Japan without DCC, and it is a very readily available option to buy them DCC ready, way more than just DCC equipped. That's because the place here in the US installs all of the decoders when they come in. Their mechanisms are simple and effective. Now, they aren't as robust in the rolling stock department, but they do have a lot of passenger car offerings and sets of freight cars that run really well. If you're looking for passenger cars in N-scale, Kato is the place to go. And their freight car sets are really good. The only knock I can give Kato is their couplers. They're not great. They work wonderfully with each other, but not with much else. So if I am a manufacturer, what am I focusing on for N-scale? Here are my recommendations from my experience. For locomotives, make sure your drivetrain, pickup, and the base motor are solid above anything. Oh, and don't start with steam engines if you can. Steam engines can have all sorts of problems, and if you don't get them right in N-scale, it can be a real headache. For a first locomotive, I would look at going with a known seller like an SD40-2 or an ES44 or maybe even an F unit. And I would honestly do a high detailed locomotive, but make sure you get the basics right or we won't return. I would offer DCC ready and DCC sound equipped. I wouldn't offer DCC only because we just like putting our own decoders in DCC ready locomotives. On that note, I would make it Next 18 or E24 compatible. Next 18 will get you more decoders to choose from. You can also choose to add a speaker in it pre-installed, which Broadway Limited and Atlas do in their DCC ready offerings. Or just have the cavity ready with easy solder points, which is what Scale Trains does. If you want to do a lower detail budget locomotives, there are 3 that I would recommend. An F unit, a Jeep 15 or similar 4-axle diesel, or an ES44. This is going to cover a wide gamut of modelers and they're going to sell. And try to hit a price point between $100 and $130 for DCC ready when it goes on sale at retailers. Not the MSRP, but the price we're going to see at the store. And I would offer cost plus for a DCC sound equipped version. I would not start off with this model, but rather put this one out when I'm often running an N-scale. Also, if budget locomotives are not your company's thing, just don't worry about it and stick with the high-end stuff. In terms of DCC for all of this, I would just make all the locomotives from the factory the same and just make it to where you can just pop in a decoder to upgrade. Knowing us N-scalers, you're gonna sell out a DCC ready before DCC sound equipped. For rolling stock, I would look at 2 tiers of rolling stock. A mid-level tier with solid detail, but can have a lot of molded on detail and limited paint detail colors. Then a high-end tier with separately applied details everywhere and multiple painted on details in multiple colors. We also really like sets of rolling stock because we can typically run longer trains. So car packs with multiple road numbers is a plus. Oh, and one thing. I love micro trains and their couplers. They are the standard like KD and HO scale. So use micro train style couplers, but please do metal wheel sets if you can. That's just one thing that I don't love about micro trains. Again, I'm not saying that any of this is backed in any statistics or research. This is just my observations and what I would like to see in N-scale and what I would do. It's definitely easier to get rolling stock made and maybe a locomotive down the road, mainly because a locomotive can cost $250,000 to almost $1 million to get made and tooled and everything, and rolling stock's going to be a little bit lower end investment to get you off and running in N-scale. Okay, all you other N-scalers, let's make this comment section a reference point for manufacturers. Let them know what you would like to see in your N-scale products in the comments below. And who knows, maybe we can help a manufacturer that's never been there before be successful in N-scale. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, drink some coffee, and happy railroading.